Hello, and welcome back to our Vintage Story 1.20 playthrough. No mod or settings updates, so we're diving right in with me picking up some meat stew to stock up before heading out to chop down some trees. That is before OBS inevitably crashed on me. While I do that, Wes pans up some of the bony soil he's collected, and ends up with a pretty decent haul.
Fibers, got a gold nugget, our lore book, a rough emerald, 2 paradots, ooh, an armlet.
He reads the lore book he got from that and brings it over for me to read, as well as checking my progress on my chiseling project, as I've set out to start chiseling the facade onto our hobbit doors.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Can you drop it for me? Where are you? He then cuts down a tree to make some extra barrels so he can get the leather working started. Now that my dye and daub project is done, Wes comes in and does a little bit of rearranging and moves my dye over to set up a more efficient leather working station. Meanwhile, I'm hard at work trying to figure out how to chisel a literal circle out of squares. Wesley collects our ceramic hive from the pit kiln, though we don't have a spot or bees for it yet. Then, in an effort to tidy up, he crafts up some vertical racks to address our growing collection of clay molds.
Shut up.
After which, he smelts up some copper to finally cast our splitter plug molds so that we can do some efficient quarrying.
Learn some stuff, you know? Wish, I had, more Thin Mints.
I mean, you have free will.
Yeah, but I don't want diabetes, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Are you, doing stuff on the... Do you think you could forge me up, the thing that lets you copy chisel blocks? While Wesley does that, I continue my chiseling, now moving on to adding in some oak planks to try to blend the door in and make it look circular. There is definitely a more efficient way I could have done this, but I was just trying things out. Meanwhile, Wesley gets a couple of copper ingots on the forge to smith up a plate for our very first lantern. And again, is greatly looking forward to building our windmill. He then gets another 500 units of copper smelting. The real question is, should our support beams match the doors or the floors? I mean, match the trim or the doors? Like, should the support beams be pine or oak? What do you think about that?
It's
Right? Like the chiseled blocks around the door to make it look like a big round door.
Mm-hmm. What were you asking?
You think that the support beams should be pine or oak?
I don't know.
I do a little bit of experimenting with some debarked logs to try to match the facade from one of my reference photos, but I end up really hating it and scrapping the idea as a whole. So I get to adding the support beams I had planned on the exterior wall, and am happily surprised to see I can put them right over my vines. But am not so happy to see that the game still won't let me move the occasional misplaced beam when I desperately want to. What is up with that? With that copper finally smelted, Wes goes ahead and pours it into more splitter plugs, a pickaxe, and 2 more ingot molds. He then gets some bismuth bronze going on the forge to make me a pantograph to help me with my chiseling. Even the thought of trying to copy the finished side of the circle to the other by hand really grosses me out.
Right here. One pantograph. Okay.
With this nifty new tool in hand, I easily copy over the correct side of the circle to the other. After a little bit of learning, that is. Left click to copy, right click to... flip it. There we go. There we go. There we go, okay. And then I use it to copy the same thing over onto the inside as well. And then go ahead and chisel in that same oak wood to the interior of the blocks so the whole thing blends in with the door. There we go. Wes grinds some more limestone to start soaking some hides and gets some weak tannin going.
Stored up in here, huh?
It's cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you live in a hobbit hole?
Mm-hmm.
Then, with my new splitter plugs in hand, I go and dig a new hole not too close to the house, where I can quarry up some slate for the workshop floor. It's a bit of a learning process, but Wes is eventually able to remember enough to teach me how to use the splitter plugs.
I believe it would be... here and there. Can you hammer those bad boys in?
Seem to be doing anything.
Oh. There you go.
Those went in. Does it just take a long time to hammer them?
I think so, yeah. It's not gonna like break, is it? I can't get to them. I need to bit. Okay, alright, that worked.
I think it's...
God damn it.
Ugh.
I missed. Alright, there you go. So I was supposed to, I was trying to get both of them on there, but I missed the top left one there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then, what do you want? You want polish with that?
Yeah.
So, So we'll need to make a different, like a special chisel to do that.
Okay.
But we can also, you can do that to make just straight up polished stone.
Okay.
You can use a different chisel to make bricks.
Okay.
One to make rocks and one to make stone.
Neat.
Yeah.
While I quarry that up, Wes gets a finishing chisel started so that I can eventually turn my haul into polished slate. I return to the surface and set my collection down on the beach near the workshop. I really like the model for the quarried stone. It's so cute how it sits on little pallets. And with my new finishing chisel in hand, I easily chisel up some polished slate and get working on the workshop floor. But I do take a little detour for this flint. That'll be nice to have when we're ready to make some fire clay. You all right over there? As I finish off this vein of flint, Wes gets working on a second copper plate for future lanterns. Again, really missing our Helve hammer from our last world. Can't wait for that windmill. He then crafts up our very first lantern, which he kindly hands over to me.
Here, my dear. Got something for you.
Dun, dun. With our more reliable light source in hand, Wes leads me over to his bismuth mine shaft so that I can quarry up some granite while he does some more prospecting for bismuth.
Oh, there's granite here, though.
Alright. You using any of these?
Huh?
You using any of these?
No, but be careful. I think there's a cavern.
There's a cavern east.
Yeah. But you're probably...
I quarry up a pretty good haul of granite. And Wes follows some readings to some more bismuth. Yeah, I put my plugs in the wrong spot.
You punch him out.
Classic.
Bismuth pit stop, I suppose.
A bit stop,
Oh,
we might say.
found it.
Let's go. But copper is what we really need from here, so Wes gets to searching. And just so happens to dig right down into a deep vein.
Oh. Found some.
Alright.
I dug straight into it.
Nice.
Alright, you can come down, my dear.
So I come down to help him mine it all out, and it takes us just under 10 minutes to mine up all of it. Multiple stacks of copper each. I think we're going to be pretty good on copper for a while.
Got 3 crystallized chunks, two stacks of 64 and 59.
With our huge haul of copper collected, we head back where I get working on finishing up the workshop floors. and Wesley does some storage management with a few crates. Then he checks on our leather-making station, scrapes some hides, and begins soaking them in tannin. One step closer to backpacks. Alright, where's the nearest peat? Meanwhile, I go dig up some peat. Grind some limestone. And cook up some quicklime, all in the name of making plaster for more interior building. Wes goes on a hunt and ends up getting a decent haul from some deer. My skep populate finally, maybe?
Oh, definitely. I'm choking. Okay, we're fine, actually.
I was like, how could you be choking if you're talking to me? And then I was like, oh, that's not the kind of choking he's talking about. I was about to hunt myself out of my chair and come over there. And a couple of white lupines. That's pretty rare. I go check on my bees, only to find that my skep is still empty after moving it closer to the bees already. I'm going to put it in a different spot and see if I can catch some in a different area. Empty skep. I see the bees. Yep. Wesley returns home with the spoils of his hunt and gets to work cooking up some meals. Why do I I also have a bunch of copper in my pockets, but there's really nowhere to put it, so.
Right.
Meat and berry stew. Sounds delicious.
It's so crazy.
I finally craft the plaster I had been preparing for, and go ahead and place it in the house. I had originally intended to use it for the walls inside, but I end up not really liking how bright they are. So I try it out on the ceiling, and really like the brightness up there instead. Okay. Flooded our home by mistake. I've done it again. Oh, I've done it once more. only thing in here. I think I might do green daub for the rest of the walls. And maybe on the interior walls I'll do half, or at least like the bottom block cobblestone or ashlar block. After a few days of hard work, we climb up the nearby hill to watch the sunset together.
Oh yeah, baby.
Is this what people in California do?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do.
Yeah. Breathe in smog. Oh, baby.
You want to come sit with me?
Wow. Beautiful. With our little tiny homestead in the corner. Oh. Thank you so much for joining us for another few days of Vintage Story 1.20. We hope you're liking this series, and we can't wait for you to see what comes next. We'll see you next time.